Got you surrounded. You want to do this the easy way or the fun way?
Oh, pitiful fools. You really think any of you stand a chance against me?
I guess math was one of your mutant abilities, huh?
Heed my warning, X-Men. I have come to gain a much better understanding of my abilities since the last time we scuffled.
Yeah, congrats. You can float tin cans. It's gonna take a lot more than that to... Whoa, I feel tin cans.
Did I not warn you? I tell you now, X-Men, I have a greater...
Oh God, this is the most unimaginable, fiercest pain man has ever endured.
Well, that was strangely beautiful, but like I was saying, I just...
Oh, this is worse than the time I saw that Picasso exhibit.
I have a better understanding
Those
of...
stupid fucking cubes.
Rip out the metal from his body? Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you guys. I realized a few days ago, hey, if I can control magnetism, does that end at, like, cars and stuff? And the answer is no. I can control literally anything with a magnetic pull.
You know, I think I'll sit this one out.
Yeah, good thinking.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. Today we are taking a look at Mafex 179 Magneto. So, as most of you probably know that's watching this video, they already did come out with one Magneto prior to this. This is the OG Magneto, but I'll bring the other Magneto over here as well. As you can see, the older Magneto is taller, which is strange. Let's see if I can get him this. There we go. He is a bit taller, which I didn't recognize at first. Even if I straighten out this Magneto's legs, I think he still has a little bit more height on him. I don't think these are the same bucks. I think these are definitely. I think this is definitely a new sculpt. He looks thicker. He looks thicker on the new one. This one looks kind of tall and slender. He's muscular, but this one is definitely more slender than this one. I would have thought they would have used the same basic buck. Even the legs are different. The legs on this one is longer. Yeah, they're quite a bit different. Everything is basically new. I think this maybe the calves are the same. Maybe they reused the calves. So that might have been the same. The forearms, I think, are the same. Are the arms the same? No, I don't think they are. I don't think they are the same. There's some slight differences. They could just be a molding thing. They could be the same arms, but the chests are definitely different. So, and obviously the capes are different. Even the collar of the capes are completely different. So this is mostly a complete remold of the previous Magneto. I'm very surprised by that. Anyway, let's move on. He looks really good. If we get up close here, he does. I think Mafex tends to lean on the more pale faces. They seem to be quite a bit more pale than maybe say like a Marvel Legends or something like that. But with that being said, I do think it looks really good. You can see the shading in his hair. They have like some light blue shading in his hair. The paint on the gloves looks really good. It's really neat for the most part. There is some, I guess you can say, bleed, but it's not that bad. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. I mean, he's red and purple like Magneto is supposed to be. I like his cape. It's nice and like satiny and on the inside, and not as satiny on the outside. They have it. He has it really bunched up in the package. which makes it seem like he has a bunch of wires throughout the cape, but he doesn't. It's just they just have it really bunched up in the packaging. He has probably the same amount of wiring as the previous Magneto did. I do like the way that I guess maybe it's because of the way his collar is made. I do like the way the cape sits on him better than the previous one. So I do like that. Yeah, he looks really good. You know, we were looking for more of a Jim Lee style Magneto, and I think this is doing a good job with this. I didn't show off the box because I don't know, just the boxes are boxes. Like they're not really that important. So I'm not really gonna show the box off. You can just look at it in as a background. But yeah, let's get him standing here and let's look at some of the accessories that he comes with. So he does come with 2 of these. These are basically almost the same as the previous Magneto, except they're not. These are the previous ones from the Age of Apocalypse. I don't really remember the name of it. They're not the same sculpt. I don't remember his powers ever being like this, but maybe there's some scenes in the comic book that might show it, like his powers like dripping from his hands. But what's interesting about these is these had the hands built into them. This one doesn't. It looks like this might fit maybe one of the fist hands or something. We'll see when we get over to the hands. But he does have 2 of these, and they're painted and sculpted quite nicely. He comes with 3 different heads. He comes with an angry yelling head, or not a yelling head, but just an angry teeth gritting head. And it looks fine. His eyes are done really well. Then we have I guess this is not really a head. He does come with the head that comes with him in the packaging. But he comes with a helmet that doesn't have a face in it. That looks really good. And then we have the blacked out face with the white eyes. It would have been nice if they had given like his teeth gritting face the white eyes too. But we got that. And then we got a bunch of hands that I think they're about the same as the previous hands. But they're painted really well. They come on these little hand trees like all of them. These are the 2 kind of open hands, kind of gesturing hands, and another pair of open hands. So he just has a bunch of open hands. He has the fist hands on him in the packaging. Then we have what I am more familiar with how his powers work. His magnetism powers. I'm glad they finally gave us something like this. I'm pretty sure this probably can go on both of the Magnetos because I think they have the same hands. But this looks really good. I'm glad we finally have a representation of that. And then we have these. I don't know this power. I don't recall his magnetism powers doing anything like this. But these are done really well for what they are. As you can see, they do have hands built into it. So those are good. I have to find some pictures and look at some pictures and see if I've ever seen this effect before. I don't recall ever seeing that effect with Magneto. And that is it for accessories. As far as articulation is concerned, he has like that same bent dumbbell joint that most Mafex figures have. Unfortunately, because of his hair in the back, he can't use that joint to look up, so he can only kind of look up a little bit, and even like the neck joint really doesn't help that much. He does get a little side to side, but that's mostly because of the neck joint. He looks down. He looks down a good amount. As far as the torso articulation, actually let's do the arms first. It's the same basic articulation as the previous Magneto. His arms can go up this far. He does have a bicep swivel, if I can get it to work. Mine is a little stuck. Let me see if I can get the other side. Oh shit. Yep. Bicep swivel. I had to get it unstuck there. That was a little scary. Then we have a past 90 degrees on the elbow, and then we have the hinge joints for the wrist. As far as the torso is concerned, the top can go back about this far without using the bottom articulation, his waist articulation. It can go back about that far. You see a little gapping in there. Then it can go forward pretty decent. It's not too bad. It's a pretty decent ab crunch there. And then he does get a little side to side action, which is not bad. Mine is a little stiff. I did literally just pull him out of the box for this review, so I haven't messed with him at all. As far as if you use the waist joint, you can get a full ab crunch there, and you can kind of get him to go back a little bit more, but not much more. His belt is a floating piece. I believe it's attached. I believe it's attached in the back here. So yeah, it'll move a little bit in the front, but in the back you're not gonna get really any movement. Like typical Mafex, you don't get a proper thigh swivel, but you do get a thigh swivel just from the nature of the joint itself. So that's fine. He does go way back. He can get his knees way past 90 degrees. They are a bit long, I would say, but they could be comic book accurate. As far as his feet are concerned, they can go up that far, down that far, and you can twist the joint around for an ankle rocker and a somewhat floppy toe hinge. I will say, the previous Magneto, I had to put some super glue on his on the joints for his thigh or for his legs here, because on mine they were super loose. They do have the drop down. Oh, I forgot to say this is how far you can kick up. I forgot that one. So decent amount of kicking up and that far back. The drop down joint is it is what it is. It's sometimes feels useful, but sometimes not as useful as I think it was intended to be, because the underwear here are a soft plastic, so I guess it helps a little bit on this figure, but it seems like it probably, if they hadn't put it there, he probably could kick the same amount. So all in all, pretty standard articulation for a Mafex figure. Yeah, I don't know. I do like this figure. I'm glad we finally got a kind of a standard Jim Lee Magneto from Mafex. I think he looks good. We can do some comparisons here really quick before I go. Let's see what I have over here next to me, if we can get him to stand. So let's see. Oh, we already saw him next to the previous Magneto, so he's not quite scaling with the Mafex. It's not quite scaling with its own line. I don't really have any male figures. Give me 1 second. So there he is with his previous version. Here he is standing next to Mafex Gambit. Gambit is slightly taller than him. Not quite sure if that's accurate. I think Gambit is supposed to be a bit taller, or I think he's supposed to be a tall, slender guy. So he is a little bit taller than, or he's a little bit shorter than Gambit. Here he is next to the Mafex Wolverine. This seems a little off to me. He definitely should be taller. He is shorter than Wolverine, which he should be, but I feel like he should be a lot shorter than, or a lot taller than Wolverine. So maybe either this Wolverine is a bit too tall or he's a bit too short. Here he is next to, just kind of keeping the Jim Lee aesthetic here. Here he is next to the Mafex Cyclops, at least the first Cyclops. I would say they are about the same height. Maybe Magneto is a bit taller than him, which Scott should be tall. So maybe they made that Cyclops a bit too short. Here he is next to SH Figure Arts Gogeta. Obviously, he's going to be a bit taller than Gogeta. And here he is next to the Sentinel Into the Spider-Verse Peter Parker. And they're different animation styles, so Parker is going to be a bit skinnier, but it looks like he might be shorter than Magneto. And then lastly, here he is next to a NECA first movie Ninja Turtle, Leonardo. And NECA tends to run pretty big, so Leo's bigger than Magneto there. And do we have anything else? I got quite a bit of stuff sitting over here. Let's see, I'll do one more comparison. We'll do it with the female figure. Here he is next to a Figma Lancer. So he is quite a bit shorter than most Figmas probably. Or he is taller than most Figmas. Figmas tend to run short. I guess I can do a Marvel Legends comparison. I don't buy a lot of Marvel Legends, but here he is next to a Marvel Legends Rogue. And Rogue seems a bit big in comparison, but these are two different lines, so Marvel Legends tends to run bigger than Mafex figures. So there it is for comparisons. So all in all, I like the figure. I think we finally, I'm glad to finally have a like a original, like cartoon Jim Lee style Magneto in my collection. I did get him from Hobby Link Japan. They do still have them available as the recording of this video, so go ahead and pick yourself up one. But other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.